Hey, how's it going? My name's Natnator. Today, I'm doing a reading and gameplay of the creepypasta Pokemon Lost Silver. I'll start with the reading and then go into the gameplay. So if you want to skip the reading, annotation it should be there, whatever. And now I'm gonna read the wiki thing. Let's begin. You see, I'm a simple college student living alone in an apartment. I was very enthusiastic about the release of Pokemon Heart Gold, Soul Silver here in the States. I've purposely locked myself out of all media and the internet aside for school purposes. That means no 4chan, no V, no Bulbapedia, etc. As I was busy with the school year and being poor at the time, I wasn't able to buy Soul Silver on its launch date. After my school year ended, I ordered Soul Silver on Amazon. However, it would take a week for it to arrive. I decided that during that time, I would replay my Crystal version on my Game Boy Color. However, I realized that long ago, my mum threw it away, because I told her the save went dead, and I was very upset about it then. She also threw away my Silver version, so all I have is my Game Boy Color. As such, I set out to GameStop and bought a used Silver version. It's the only Pokemon game left that they have for the GBC, Game Boy Color. $10, fairly cheap. I went home and started it up for a nostalgia trip. However, that's where things started getting bizarre, and most likely the reason why you read this, and or listen to this. The Game Freak logo started up as normal, but it just froze there. I thought the cart was just errored or something, so I turned it off and on. The same thing happened. I tried pressing A and start over and over, and all of the buttons. Eventually the logo vanished, and there was a black screen for about 5 seconds. Suddenly, rather than going to the usual menu screen, I was already in the game in a previous saved file, which was odd, as I was expecting all of the carts to have been wiped by the poor battery. Either way, I wasn't complaining, as I would have chosen the continue option to see what the previous guy did anyway. First off, I checked his trainer information. His name was just ... He didn't have much originality. I checked his profile, and apparently he had 999 hours and 99 minutes, I guess. What the hell? And he put that into the game, with all 16 badges, 999,999.9 Pokédollars, and all 251 Pokemon on the Pokédex. Seeing as he apparently had Mew and Celebi logged also, I'm guessing he was either a game genie or was a really hardcore Pokemon player back then. I checked his Pokemon to see what a badass team he has. To my surprise, I saw 5 unknowns and a 6th Pokemon named Hurry. I'm thinking that this must be some cruel joke by the person who last played this game, but I decided to check the profiles of these Pokemon anyways. As expected, they were different letters of unknown, all level 5. I was a bit shaky with my unknown alphabet at the time, but I identified the word spelled out to be leave. As for the 6th Pokemon, it turned out to be a Cyndaquil. Mind you, this is before they were individualized Pokemon icons. The Cyndaquil looked normal, but it was level 5, with only 1 HP left, with only 2 attacks, Leer and Flash. I don't know why they named him Hurry, but at the time I just disregarded it. The most eerie thing was that, despite my volume being at max, none of the Pokemon had said their usual cries, just pure silence. Having enough of the team, I closed it. I was parked at what appears to be a room inside Bellsprout Tower. However, for some reason there were no NPCs around. Even more eerie was that the pillar in the middle didn't move at all, as if just leaning on its side. There was no music at all, and there was no exit or ladder. Or at least I thought there wasn't. I walked around for a few minutes but can't seem to find a way out. There was certainly not a room I've seen in the Bellsprout Tower before. I've tried checking my items for an escape route, but the bag was completely empty. There wasn't any wild Pokemon either. Finally, I've managed to find a ladder, which turned out to be behind the pillar. The screen turned black, and the music finally started playing. I had a sudden chill, as I recognized the melody I heard to be the theme you hear when you listen to the radio at the Alph ruins where the Unknown are at. I immediately realized there wasn't a loading transition, but rather I was in a dark room, and would need flash. Before I took care of that though, I immediately checked my Pokegear to change the radio to something more pleasant, but it turns out there was no radio card, or even a phone, nor time cards. There was only a map card, in which Gold, Ellipsis from earlier, and I would call him Gold from now on, was just walking in a midst of black. I recall that Cyndaquil has Flash, so I turned off my Pokegear and made Cyndaquil use Flash. I didn't see any message saying Hurry has used Flash or anything like that. The room just became lit, just like that, and I soon regretted it. The room was a chilling blood red, with a linear grey path heading south. The ladder I used to go down was not there at all. I had no choice but to head south. The screen got darker every 20 steps I made, until I finally made it to the end, which appears to be a sign. I read the sign, which said, "Turn back now." Suddenly, I was asked to answer yes or no, but there was no question asked. I chose yes, as I do not know what it was asking, and the screen went black again, making a ladder climbed sound. The Unknown radio music stopped, and in a few seconds was replaced with the not as creepy Pokeflute radio music. I was in another room, but I held my breath and used Flash again. Suddenly it said, "Hurry has fainted," which was odd since I recall that there were no status conditions like poison on him, and I clearly wasn't in battle. I checked my Pokemon quickly, and suddenly he's no longer in my party. In fact, after a bit of investigating, none of my Pokemon are there, but instead all replaced with level 10 Unknown. I did the same thing as before and spelled out the Unknown. My then team of Unknown spelled, "He died." Either way, after that creepy change, the room was lit to reveal myself in a very small room that appears to be only 4 squares big. The walls of that room were grey bricks, as if I was inside something that was hollowed out. Outside that room appears to be a bunch of graves similar to the ones in Pokemon Red Blue. I've walked around that small room pressing A, but nothing happened. I've already concluded that this was clearly a hacked game, and some sadistic fuck sold it to GameStop. However, my curiosity kept me going. I checked the trainer profile of Ellipsis, again, only to find out that the sprite of Gold was missing his arms. He also appears less smug, but rather seems more sad and empty, in a way that I do not know how to describe. For some reason, it also said that he now has 24 badges, which was clearly impossible. After a few minutes of aimless wandering, my character suddenly spun and did the escape rope spinning animation. Instead of flying up though, my character spun downward slowly, as if sinking. After that screen, the music stopped. After finally landing, the overworld sprite of Gold is colored differently now. Instead of the usual red color he dons, he appears completely white now, including his skin. It's as if he came straight from the colorless Game Boy games, placed into a colored background of the Game Boy Color. I checked his profile, and now, while now is as white as his overworld sprite, he lost his legs and has what appears to be bloody tears from his eyes. It also says he now has 32 badges, which now starts to disturb me, as this change of number seems to represent something important. I also checked my Pokemon, which this time contains 5 unknowns and a level 100 Celebi without a nickname. The unknown this time, a level 15, spelt out dying. I checked the Celebi's profile. It was a shiny Celebi, except there's only half of the sprite. 1 leg, 1 arm, 1 eye. it only has one attack. Perish Song. The area I was in itself was the Sprout Tower, with the immobile pillar as before, except everything is apparently red now. I walked north for what felt like forever. Eventually, I finally encountered some generic men and women NPC. They were all lined up to the side, just facing the long slantish pillar in the middle. They were also white, and nothing happens when I try to speak to them. I kept on going north, until eventually the pillar finally appears chopped off, with a transparent red in that spot. I went up to red, and without even pressing A, I was suddenly engaged and finally in a battle. The music starts again, which it sounds like the unknown radio music again, but played backwards. Gold's battle back sprite matches his front one, with the bloody eyes, white skin and a lack of arms, while Red sprite was the same as before in the GSC, except transparent. The text simply said, "Wants to battle," as if he has no name, and both of us only have one Pokemon each, which is weird, as I swore I had 6 with the unknowns. My shiny Celebi came out, conveniently with a half a sprite for the back sprite also. The shiny noise and animation was different, as the sounds it made sound like multiple screech attacks used consecutively. Red sent out a seemingly normal male Pikachu, except he is a level 255, and his sprite seems sad and has tears in his eyes. Rather than the usual fight, item, Pokemon, and run menu, I was only given the option to use attacks. Since Celebi only has one, I chose it. Naturally, since Pikachu is level 255, he went first. Pikachu used Curse, lowering his speed and increasing his other stats. I'm not even sure if Pikachu could use Curse. Celebi used Perish Song. In 3 turns, both Pokemon get KO'd. Not like I have a choice. At this point, I didn't even go back into the fight menu, as the battle just continued without me. Also note that there were no animations at all for some reason. Pikachu used Flail, which didn't do much damage despite his level and boost as his health was maxed. Celebi used Perish Song. Nothing happens as it was already used. Pikachu used Frustration, which did a shit ton of damage, knocking Celebi down to less than 10 HP. Celebi used Pain Split, which surprised me, as Celebi didn't even have that attack in the first place. Now Celebi and Pikachu have about 150 HP. Pikachu used Mean Look, not like that did anything. As expected, due to the effects of Perish Song, my Celebi fainted, except in the text it said, "Celebi has died." And instead of the ordinary drop-off of the screen animation, the Celebi Brack sprite just vanished. For some reason, the Pikachu was still up, even with Perish Song, and it didn't count as my loss. Pikachu used one more different attack beyond the 5 attack limit. Pikachu used Destiny Bond. Afterwards it said, "Pikachu has died," with a slow fade out animation. Apparently I was the winner, as the transparent red sprite showed up and said, "Ellipsis." At that point I just freaked out, as that transparent red sprite was suddenly beheaded, leaving nothing but his transparent body. The battle then ended at that point and faded out along with the music. I'm back in the overworld, with another change to the gold sprite. He's now as transparent as Red's overworld sprite. I quickly checked Gold's profile, where this time the only thing remaining of him is a head, with a transparent skin. The head was zoomed in a bit, showing a black void in his eyes. It now stated that he has 40 badges. I backed out and checked my Pokemon. They were all level 20 shiny unknown, which when spelt out, read "no more." I was at what I now know is next to the end. There was apparently no music playing, but for some reason I still felt like something was there that I could hear. I was back in my room in New Bark Town. Maybe, finally I get to play this game properly. But who am I kidding? I knew that sadistic fuck must have done something. I walked around my room to interact with things, as I'm a bit afraid to go downstairs and see what was awaiting down there. Note, I said walked, as while the background was moving, Gold was not moving his transparent limbs at all while doing so, just floating, like those ghosts you see in Diamond and Pearl. As expected, the radio, computer, and TV did not work, so I had no choice but to go down the stairs. I ended up in the same lower level room of my house. Everything appears normal, except Mum isn't home. After failing to interact with anything in this room, I decided to go outside. To my surprise, the door leading outside at the south didn't work, and instead I just walked straight through it into a void. I continued moving south to see what the fuck was going on. My house vanishes as I head south into the void. It was creepy, as when I entered the void, the outline on Gold's transparent sprite turned white to contrast with the pitch black. Eventually, I reached a white area, and Gold's sprite turned black and transparent again. I continued south without thinking of stopping at all. After a long trek south, I finally encountered something. It was Gold's regular sprite. I talked to it. He said, "Goodbye forever," notably with a space between the forever and the ellipsis, and vanished. As that happened, it said, "used nightmare," which at that point I would not deny that being possible. Gold did another escape rope animation, spinning slowly downwards like before. I'm now back in that small hollowed out room surrounded by graves earlier. Or at least I say I was back there, as there's no sprite anymore. I tried walking around but nothing moved, not even wall bumping noises. I checked my trainer profile with absolutely no Gold sprite left. It said I have 0 badges, and all the pictures of the Goto gym leaders at the bottom were replaced with skulls. I checked my Pokemon, which were all level 25 unknown. As expected, it spelled out a phrase that I dared to read. "I'm dead." As soon as I went back to the overworld, the room I supposedly was in was then covered with the same blocks as the walls. I then figured out exactly that room was when the final text was said, "R.I.P." That room was a big grave, surrounded by other graves. Gold has already been dead. He died presumably a few years after he defeated Red. He was a young trainer, who despite his efforts in collecting so many badges and attempts at becoming a Pokemon Master, was still unable to avoid the inevitable fate of death, and his efforts were eventually forgotten by the next generation. I was unable to escape from that text, no matter what I pressed. I tried resetting the game, and the same thing happened, at which then I finally decided to give up on that horrible nightmare. After that experience, I will never look at the gimmick unknown the same way again. They say that the only generation to have folk tales and legends, but the second generation have shown me how unpleasant the truth can be. I eventually enjoyed Soul Silver immensely, but I still can't unthink what that rigged game has told me. So, that was Lost Silver, the creepypasta. Creepy. Alright, as before, let's get on to the game, bitches. Okay, here we are. Lost Silver. Alrighty then. Game Freak logo. Nope. A, B, start, nothing. Up. It's going. Black screen. Hey, there we are. This is me. Oh, I love that noise. So, we're in that tower thing. Can't really see anything. Let's check the menu. Pokemons. So there's Hurry. Doesn't really look like a Cyndaquil. But anyway. He has 1 HP. Let's have a look at the stats. L, E, A. I think that's a V. E, so that's leave. Alright, as it said. Alright, let's have a look at the profile of our dude, who is the ellipsis man. So he has heaps of money, his playtime is disgustingly long, so all the people, he's got all the badges. Sweet. Alright, so apparently there's... Okay. Oh, creepy. Ooh, dirty. Okay, hang on a minute. Have to get this bitch to use flash. Go. Oh. Okay. Oh, I remember this. The pedopath of darkness. Creepy. Better not be a jump scare or I'll get really pissed off. Come on. Oh shit. Can barely see now. Oh. Here we go. Turn back now. Yes. No. Okay, yes. Oh. Harry has fainted. Aww. That's a shame. Alright. Let's check the Pokemons. Let's see. H-E-D-I-E-D. He died. Oh. Oh. Here we are. Let's see what this guy is. Where? His arms are gone. His arms are gone. Okay. Creepy. I see graves. Uh-oh. Escape rope. Oh, down. Not up. Okay. We're white now. Let's see what he looks like here. Whoa, his legs are gone too. Okay. Creepy. What about me Pokemons? Oh, there's Celebi. What does this say? D Y I N. What the hell? I don't even know. Oh, dying. Right, dying. Celebi. Oh, okay. Level 100. Sweet. Okay. Let's go up this way. Okay, can't cross over. Wow, this just goes on forever, doesn't it? Are there people? Meant to be people. Wow. Oh, hello. Trying to talk to you. Don't you want to fight me? Nope, okay. Oh, hello. I'm gonna bump into you a little bit. Hope you don't mind. Ah, here we go. Oh, I didn't even talk to him. Okay, so nobody wants to battle. That's good. Pikachu. Oh, he's an unhappy Pikachu. Celebi! Whoa, what the fuck? Perish Song. Attack went up, defense went up. Perish Song! Aww. Perish count 3, perish count 3. Flail. That did nothing. Oh, now I'm not even doing anything. Frustration. Whoa. He has a lot of frustration from the looks of things. Pain Split. I don't even have Pain Split. The fuck? Holy shit, that did a lot of damage. Mean look. Lol. Perish Song, but it failed, of course. Perish count is 1. Oh, Celebi's dead. Destiny Bond, but it failed. Pikachu has died. They both died. Oh, his head went away. Oh, look. Bado. Bado. Can't use that, can't use that, can't use that, can't use that. Alright, downstairs we go. Where's Mum? She never leaves home. Where are you? Mummy! Alright, here we go. Up. Down we go, into the void. I'm still moving down. Up. What's going on? What a pedo. Talk? Goodbye forever. Question mark, use nightmare. Can't move. Up. Down we go. Here we are. Well, I can't move. I can hear the bumping noises though. Let's see. Pokemon. Level 25 unknowns. I M D E A D. I'm dead. Ooh. Pokegear. Okay, we're just nothing. So we're all gone. Oh, all the trainers are dead. All the gym leaders. Pedo. Save. Game cannot be saved now. Of course not. Options. Nothing. What now? I'm broke. R.I.P. Aw. And the ellipsis is me. Is it frozen? Is that game over? I can't move. Ah. Well, that was a very strange little game. Makes you think about life and stuff. If you don't really understand the meaning of this ending, then you might want to go read it up on the wiki or go back and listen to me talk about it. I'd like to thank you for watching. Apologies for not uploading all the time. I've kind of been watching some One Piece series. And I hope to see you guys next time when I upload something else, which is a load of crap. And shit. And balls. And all that wonderful shit. Thanks for watching. Catch us later.